everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile, and your usual Friday night sprinting buddy. In case y'all hear some noises, yep, that's Jack Boy taking his break from his room that we're, clean up, let it dry, clean some more, and of course he has to sit on the laptop bag and, need that into a proper place to lay down apparently, because he's the butt. But he's my cute fluffy butt. No, don't drink my water and knock it over, you silly butt. Or I'll pick you up and make you say hi. Because he is a weirdo. You can only pet him if he's not looking at you. Unless you pick him up and then you can scratch his chest and belly and he will purr about it. But if he's looking at you and you pet him but you're not holding him, then that's an attack. So he's going to have to bite and scratch and revenge to protect himself. And he's already decided that, I don't really want attention. I'm going to purr because, I'm with a human. And he said my name, but I don't really want the attention. I just want to flop somewhere that's a different spot. Because he has his own room. Since, he got a little bonkers after he ran under Franny and got lost years ago. So he has his room, and I go love on him a couple hours here and there, a couple times a day. And he likes to explore where he's safe from the others, because he never knows if he wants to be friends with them or fight them or run away from them. So he always gets the first hour or so in here, which is a room nobody gets to be in. Usually the office is closed up. So we got our kitty. We're all in our setup. Soon it will be something different because the boyfriend's in the process of building me a cool bookcase. And then I'll have to get books for it. So, work better, get good, so I can afford to buy bunches of more books. But in the meantime, I'm reading this chunkster. Oh, don't knock that over. Stephen King's brick of a book, which is standard for him. They're all bricks. Don't be nuzzling wires, you butt. No, we don't nuzzle wires. You are not insulated. You would get electrocuted. So we will be attempting to, this is pretty much my TBR for the whole month, because we are, essentially 2 weeks in, and I'm a little over halfway in. So, and nice chipped nails. I did these Wednesday during Vin's sprint, and here it is Friday, and they're already completely damaged. Oh well, it was fun while they lasted. I'm still going to leave them on for a while. So we'll chat and chill and pet the fluffy kitty with his chin and cheek scratcher and do some reading. And Jack, what do you think? Shall we get into it and see if anybody comes to visit us today? Oh, you want the cheekies? Okay, you can have the cheekies. Oh, hi, how are you? What are you reading this evening? You're determined to not go for my water, aren't you, Fluffball? I've got a fluffy kitty And for Don't Die July, this big old boy that I'm slowly working through. Hi, Lily. How are you? I'll be finishing a thriller on my tablet today. Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney. Awesome. I'm 60% in on my tablet. Ooh, nice. That's about how far I've gotten on this in the last 2 weeks. Oh, don't hit my toes. That's not nice. Have you figured out who the bad guy in your book is, or is that not the mystery? It's more of a how do we stop him kind of a deal. Quit hitting me. That's not nice, Jack Jack. That's not nice at all. Why you gonna be a rude fluffball, huh? I'm thinking the lady is crazy, the main character. Yeah, sometimes society does make us go crazy. Like maybe DID disorder. I don't know what that one is. No, stop being a bully, or I'll pick you up. They used to call it. Okay, yep, that I've heard of. Just being slappy tonight, aren't you, Jackie boy? That's not nice. I'm letting you scratch your chin. Hopefully, it ends up being a really good one for you, since you're already so far into it. Hope Jack is good. He's being a butt. He keeps swinging on my toes. How are you tonight, Elaine? He's doing. Let's see if I can show him to you. Trying to get my laptop. He keeps swinging on my feet. He's lucky he's cute. And we moved his food to a spot that the AC didn't leak, so he's decided to quit peeing now that there isn't a wet spot for him to hang out on and go, well, since it's already wet. Huh, that was a really butt move. You had mommy calling the vet all day, trying to get you in, and you were just being a grumpy, rude old man. Did mostly yard work today. Oof. I need to, but yeah, I was doing another round of shampooing carpets and washing all the towels that soaked up all the water, and then ended up like, yep, it's past my nap time. See, we fed the birds and the squirrels, and then we ended up having a nappy nap. Yeah, it's no peeing, poor boy. Xena does that tantrum thing too. See, he doesn't do it that much, though. We don't have anything like in front of the litter box because they used to have something that would catch anything that flew out with him. But he just decided that was an extension of his litter box and peed on it every single time. So now I have to have fun trying to vacuum up, the litter that comes out with him every time. Huh. You're just a rude boy sometimes. He's part dog and used to go on walks on a leash, but he's also a butt. And yet he's a chill kitty. You were just marking your territory going, it's wet anyway, so let's make it stink. Any signs of what's causing all the water to get into your basement? Was it the rude groundhogs or something else? No, don't drink that, you butt. You're just gonna knock it over with your big head. Swing it. What are you reading tonight, Elaine? Not yet. Couple weeks before they dig up along there. Eesh. Hopefully you don't get a lot of, rain between now and then. At least not heavy. You just need like a nice drizzle to keep watering the plants for you. Tomorrow, redoing part of the deck. Oof. That sounds like quite the project. Ooh, somebody had the audacity to drive down our street, it sounds like. Yeah, you're following my glass of water, trying to knock it over. I'm on to you. You're cute, but you're not sneaky. No. It's been 12 years. I know your methods. Reading, they are already here. 6 pages to finish. Dang. Yeah, I got about 500 left. So you'll definitely be finishing at least one book this sprint. Huh. Even if it's just a 15-minute sprint. Mm-hmm. Do you have an itch or no? You look confused. That paw keeps getting stuck halfway up, you silly boy. He's a silly boy. Well, we'll give everyone a couple minutes to get in, and then we will kick off our first sprint. See if we get any ghosts, because we've always got to have one ghost. Yeah. Gotta have one. Who are you listening to, Jack? I see that cocked ear. We'll have to watch Alan's video next. See, he gave us both a shout out. He does the Monday nights. That is a busy night. But it'll be a slightly shorter day, so maybe I'll have time. Gremlin is here. Woo! Chaos Gremlin is a ghost. Unless Lily bounced, you're a ghost again, Ben. I don't know what it is about you, but you were always a ghost. How are you doing this evening? Hey, Lane. Long time no chat. hmm A whole day. I'm good. Did you and Noah get up to anything, or did you get to enjoy a day off and not pick on him, chilling for a couple days? Nice. Get a nice good sleep in, rub it in that he had to work this morning. I'm doing the same thing to the boyfriend, though. It's not totally my choice this time. They've cut our hours at work. I get an extra bonus day off this coming week, unpaid, but it's a bonus day off, so we're going to focus on the good part of I get to sleep in if the animals let me. Hoping to finish this baffling book tonight. Oh, Leech? Is that the one? Jack, get out of the closet. You know what happens if you get into stuff. I will come pick you up. Oh, really? You butt. He found a little nook in the corner of the closet, was like, I'm not getting into anything this time. I'm just laying here in the dark corner. Don't look at me. That sucks, but good to focus on outside. Jack in the closet. Mm-hmm. I keep telling him we're okay no matter what. We all know he had a crush on Pandora. Like, there's this skinny, long-haired gray cat that used to come visit New Mexico. So we have our Jack, who, as y'all seen, is a big boy, and Skinny Jack. And he would try to fight him because he had a crush on Pandora, and Pandora had a crush on the outdoor version of him. It's actually how I got a nice little scar here, was I took him out of the window that he was trying to fight, and I'm like, we're good. Just kidding. He was good for about 30 seconds and then latched onto my arm, and it went numb for a couple days. So we know he likes Pandora, so maybe he's just bi? I don't know. He's a kitty. He's weird. Weird book. I kind of have maybe figured it out, but it's taken a while. Well, it's good to be a little bit not always knowing the ending. How was everyone this fun Friday? We napped, but not enough. I got in a couple hours, and then the pups got angry at somebody outside trying to drive down their street. You enjoying your day off? I mean, I am 77%. It's just an odd thing. Yeah. That, weirdly enough, definitely happens sometimes. Hi, Tarot. 7 years ago, my parents were eaten by pygmy cannibals, and I have never forgotten it. That sounds like an interesting plot for a book. What is it? Good. Bit of yard work achy. Cleared out the sumac jungle. Video to follow sometime next week. Nice. Yeah, I did a little filming of the backyard yesterday morning. I definitely need to work on Garden 1 and also figure out how to keep Mr. Groundhog out of Garden 1. That butthead. But now he's decided to move on to the herb garden and eating the jack-o'-lantern marigolds. Like, leave me a couple. I want to collect seeds from those. And nothing has managed to turn into a seed pod out of all those blooms yet. I have the kids here for the weekend, so busy. Yeah, kids are very hyper. If only Noah was here to share his cannibal facts. Yep. If you go all cannibal, then, apparently it makes you kind of loopy because you're not supposed to eat humans. It's something in them, does something to the brain. That was in a James Rollins novel, but it can also be the cure to diseases. That was also in that novel. The terror is closing in. Oh, I like it. Hi, Alan. How are you? What are you reading this evening? How come the pretty ones are always insane, Chief Wiggle? There's a diagram for that. Hot versus crazy. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm good reading James Lee Burke crime fiction. Nice. I'm trying to finish this thunker. I'm pretty sure this brick will be the only book that I read this month. January 14th is Brother's Day, a day to celebrate brotherhood with your brother. Since I only have a half brother, same mother, different fathers, we can only celebrate for 12 hours. I could do that with my half sister. Yay! Now you can get in on it and be a Noah's Thunder buddy with me. I love it. The style of it is really weird. Like, I've seen both of the movies and they were nice linear fashion. This, I'm enjoying the actual material better, but the style is kind of throwing me. Oh my. Wow. Tara, you've got some interesting ones. What's that one from? Because I would totally read that. I don't normally go romance, but that sounds really fun. Let me pull a card on that. I could see somebody actually making a book out of that, considering all the stuff that has been published lately. Wheel of Swords. Nice. Can't go wrong with something with a sword. Self-love is better in the back. Marry that. Ladder hint. Ladder hint. Oh my jeez. Yeah, the driver might not see you, but the other folks on the bus might. And then it gets a little awkward. The giver. Yeah. Definitely. He's something all right. But I want to know how the heck he managed to. The other one managed to lose something with the chainsaw. Was he juggling them? Don't love yourself at Burger King because they got cameras everywhere. Wait, who has the pear? Go for that. Van, I think you've been out chaosed. Yeah. I don't think I've been to Burger King, so I don't have to worry about that one. I'm more of a Wendy's girl. I like to read some Stephen King at Burger King. You could even, get the crown and just, write Stephen across it, confuse some folks. That's fine. I caused enough yesterday between Elaine's live and the review I did with Noah. I still need to watch that. I saw it go up and I'm like, oh, I'm good. No, I need to actually pay attention so I can comment. I'm too tired. So that's for like my later tonight. I have to watch that. So you might appreciate this one. I have a coworker whose brother apparently regularly gets confused for Stephen King. So now he's given up and just plays along with it. Made some little old lady very, very happy in the video. Under 20 seconds it took me to break it. Oh, Vin. Poor little Noah. He has as much trouble with English as I do sometimes. What do you call a black man who had a fight with his white girlfriend? Okay, now that one... That doesn't seem like it's just going to be a bad dad joke. That one might be over the line. You did great on my live. We only did 2.5 hours. Imagine if we got to the questions. Yeah, that one's a little too far, Tarot. Yeah, Vince toying with me because cats cannot be curious. It will destroy us. I only got 4 lives left, so I gotta make sure we get to the questions, within the next one, so I can find out what they are. You have fun with those intros. What do you call a pregnant high school dropout in Mississippi? No idea. Van, I thought we were friends. Now you're trying to make me an actual ghost? Gonna get me down to 3 lives? Valedictorian. I have been watching Reba on Netflix, and the knocked up teenager did get to be prom queen. I met a woman recently who lost 2 toes in an alligator feeding contest. She was very nice and not angry at the alligator at all. So you were in Florida. Oh my goodness. I love how my sprints are always just off the rails weirdness with a little bit of reading thrown in. An avalanche nearly killed my uncle and me while we were at the laundromat. Look out, there's an avalanche coming directly at you. Fortunately, my uncle was in Taiwan at the time. I could see my coworker telling that story. I have a thing about Mississippi. I think everybody in this house has one about whichever state they're not in. I grew up in Georgia, so for us, it's always Alabama. And then Florida is just asking for it from everyone. Watch this Thursday. Greg and Alan will be tamer. Plus, gotta zip through so Al can get to General Hospital. Yes, I remember watching that show, weirdly enough, with my brother. Because I think he had a crush on, Sam or something. That was an interesting show for, the season or 2 that I watched it. It was definitely, some stories. But all those characters are probably long gone now because it's been, oh my goodness, I think almost 20 years. I lived in Moultrie, Georgia for a few years. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was slightly outside of Atlanta, around the Stone Mountain, if you know that area. It's really that sad that Lisa Presley Marie died. Now she's in heaven with Michael Jackson and Abraham Lincoln, 500 miles above France. Enjoyed it. Sam's still on the show. Oh, wow. I remember she did like a Dancing with the Stars thing. We're like, oh, she must be off the show. That's always what you do when your career has tanked and you're bored. 20 miles north of Tallahassee. Ah, so yeah, definitely different end of the state than I was in. That's closer where I temporarily went to school. True, I remember when I watched soaps, can catch up quickly. I watched that one, and I started teaching Grandma Disney movies so that I wouldn't have to watch soap operas or like Lifetime and Hallmark. But we tried to watch like Interview with the Vampire and not realizing how bad that movie was. That is not an appropriate watch with your grandma movie. Do you think that one day North and South Dakota will join to become a united Dakota? Maybe. But then we'd have to change the stars, so that wouldn't work. Been watching General Hospital for 40 plus years. Oh, wow. I haven't watched anything that long. I'm not quite there yet. My grandmother watched soaps where she learned English. My brother used to do the opposite. He would watch telenovelas, but I don't think he was trying to learn Spanish. And then Mom ruined it when she pointed out the chick that he had the main crush on had a unibrow. But we had a lot of fun stories about goats. Because since neither one of us spoke it, we just made up our own storyline. And he always somehow got it circulating around a goat. And not in a nice way. Trump's uniters, man. They might be united on a couple things. But does he know that those are two different states instead of two just various ends of one state? I was kind of wonder there. Estee's a trip to. I've been to Mount Rushmore. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been to too many. I've driven through several. Then again, I was too young to actually remember. I just know we drove through several states on the way to Georgia. But I don't think that counts. The main thing I remember is having the black lab in the back of the car and having to stop so she could throw up. Apparently, our black labs, at least the one that we had when I was little, get car sick on, a couple 100-mile road trips. And 3 small kids in one car does not go well either. Does he know anything? How to be a con artist. We'll give him that. When I was lactating like a Guernsey cow, I express myself freely in front of Mr. Rogers and Mr. McPhee. Not Mr. Rogers! Oh, goodness. You got any more trips planned for this year, Alan? Mr. Rogers was the sweater dude. Always that red sweater. And then talking to the folks at the castle and the train. It's amazing. I don't know how long it's been since I've watched that show, but I still remember that. I need to make some money. You and me both. In my head, I'm like a billionaire with a castle and all the doggies and the Halloween stuff. In reality, I work for a living, and yeah, hardbacks are only for very, very special authors. I like to see Greg in October, family and friends in Phoenix. Oh, I've got a friend living in Phoenix. You know, I was like, all right, when you find where you're moving off to, I'll come visit. My hubby needs to win the lottery. Yours, me, somebody's got to win. This whole working thing is for the birds. Like, I got some Halloween destinations on bucket lists, and I need to geek out over Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Because I have a location guide for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I need to get one for Harry Potter. I can find most of it online, but it'd be nice to have like an official one so I don't have to go, oops, where did I go? I lived in the Phoenix area for 20 plus years. Nice. Yeah, my friend moved out there for work, and she likes it enough that she's trying to find a place instead of renting anymore, but I don't think she's found anything yet. It hurt when he dropped a bowling ball on me from the Empire State Building when I was looking up for my Disney teacup. It only hurt. Oh, they're going to have to drop another one. Must have been one of those, little baby 8-pounders. Did you save the teacup? We can't be breaking Disney teacups. Only classic ones. What do you think? Shall we jump into our first, read until the top of the hour sprint and see if our ghost comes back? Because I know Elaine's going to finish her book. You're just letting somebody else do the chaos, Ven. I can never tell since you're always a ghost. I don't know how, but it has just decided you're always a ghost. Multitasking badly. You need our help a little bit. For his daddy. Good luck with your books, everybody. Hopefully they are, interesting and not a disappointment. Because heaven knows we have been lied to multiple times on what they say on the back. Hey, I don't know what it is with my streams. I always have to have one ghost one. This many people are commenting, but there's not that many people here. It's just confused. I think I would be like, there would be something wrong with my sprint if there wasn't at least one ghost at some point. Like, crap, I fully broke YouTube. Mm-hmm. Every week, it's always at least one ghost. Usually it's our chaos gremlin. But sometimes, he likes to sleep since he's British. And it's very late there. I am caffeinated. It's fine. Well, now you're just rubbing it in. I can't have caffeine anymore. I got decaf sweet tea. But if you add enough fake sugar, then you can't tell. Yeah. What is it, Mr. Fluff? Look at big fluffy tail. You done bathing? You ready for some lovies, Jack Jack? Good boy. No, don't be slapping my toes. That's not nice, fluffy fluff. Silly fluff. You passionately kissed me after my tooth was oh, jeez. Let's live like picnic candles on potatoes being spoiled by teen beauty queens. Don't read Stephen King. I read 10 times gooder than he does. Confused when I woke up in a coma. Your first word, let's read the film. Let's read it. We'll cross your Skinwalker. Nice. Glad you found another one already, Elaine. So what is ginger an anagram for, Tarot? That's one I haven't heard. Deb, hi, how are you? We're just finishing up the last sprint. I just happened to get to a stopping point. So I knew I wasn't going to make it in 2 minutes to finish another one. I am still working on Stephen King here. And looks like Elaine just started Skinwalker at the Pentagon. I don't know what everyone else got going. That's good. I'm glad you're doing well tonight. What are you reading? Our ghost is back. Leech by Huron Inez. I'm reading a book of accidents. Nice. So who all's gonna have all the accidents? I've never heard of that one, but it sounds like it could be a good adventure. Leech is on my list. Nice. Reread prep for August UFO month. I could go for some aliens for August. Ooh, horror story. So perfect for, their Don't Die July. Ven and Noah. It's their fault that I decided to read this month. They're doing a horror month. So I'm like, that's perfect. So, this is my read probably for the whole month. How are you liking yours so far? It is my fave King. It's a weird one. Still not sure what to make of it. And nearly at the end. So it wasn't that Jenny that was reading one of y'all spreads that Had no idea what was going on. It's good, but has left me proper baffled throughout. Oh, Van. Need to do my Don't Die videos, hopefully early next week. I can't wait. That sounds like it's gonna be a fun one. I still need to do my update video for this one, but I think I'm gonna wait till Sunday. And I should probably throw one in the shorts too and go, hey, I didn't forget my TBR challenge. I just need a month to finish the next book off the TBR. Mine is basically old house, haunted memories, murderous secrets, and more. Ooh. That sounds like a proper haunted house, horror story. I like watching those as movies. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies that I always have to watch in October is The Haunting with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Is that Chuck Wendig? Yes. Nice. I love how you know who all these are. Yeah. Looking pretty fluffy there, Jack. And like you're plotting. Haunting is so good. Yes. That one, and I'm also totally challenged. I have to watch Hocus Pocus every year. That is my kick off the Halloween season. An October movie is always Hocus Pocus. And then I go on to the scary stuff. That is on my list somewhere. It can be hard to get his books at a reasonable price here sometimes. That's always the hard part. It's like I have so many books on my TBR. Well, if my library ever gets it, or, it ends up on Kindle Unlimited when I have a subscription. Ooh, I am watching a film at the cinema. Who are you? You are clearly not Van. Cobalt Dragon. It had me hooked right away. Well, that's awesome. I love when a book starts out good. October War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells. Hocus Pocus is fun. I have the DVD. Nice. One of these days, I'm going to try to read that. I watched the trailer for Beetlejuice 2 earlier, and I am stoked. Nice. That does look like a good one. It looks like it's going to have like a proper homage to the original, because I know it's still got Michael Keaton in it. I don't know about everybody else, but we've at least got the same Beetlejuice. Love Hocus Pocus. Yes! I was a witch for so many years after that. Depending on who you ask, that never changed. The W just became a B. So I have that and Deadpool. Look at you going to see 2 movies in a week. That's more than you've seen in like 6 months. Though to be fair, I don't actually go to the movies very often because, oh my gosh, by the time you get 1 popcorn and 1 drink, it's like $50 for 2 people. But yeah, I do watch them regularly at the house. Deadpool, I need to see. Michael McDowell wrote the screenplay for. Really? That name sounds familiar, though. I don't think I've read anything by him. I think there are a few things I want to watch in the cinema the next few months. Again, who are you? Vin doesn't watch movies. He has to be forced by Noah and Jenny. Friends are fine, but I have no donor kidney. Beetlejuice is September. I have just put holiday requests in. Nice. Yep, come September, I'll have vacation. I get some next month. But it has to last until next August and cover any kind of illnesses and weather and car problems. Because we don't get time off for those. Or at least not if we want a paycheck. Can't remember the last time I saw a movie in theater. Do home movies. The last one I saw was... I think it was that Godzilla -1 that the boyfriend really wanted to see. And now it's on Netflix. And before that, we saw the last Mission Impossible. And I took myself to Little Mermaid last year. Apparently, he didn't want to see it. Something about it's Disney and musicals, and he's a straight guy. So I just had him drop me off at the theater. Half my parents are dead. The other half are half dead. So you've got zombies and vampires for parents? I won't tell you my entitlement for holes sick. Oh, I know yours would tick me off. You're all spoiled with British time off. You get like, what, a month? And sick days that are separate. McDowell wrote The Amulet and Cold Moon Over Babylon. Books I did. The Amulet is on my TBR now. I don't actually have a copy, but it's on that wish list because that sounded really good. Last movie I watched, I think, was Boogeyman last year. My grandmother was Nancy Pelosi's age. She was. Jeez. He also wrote the screenplay for Nightmare Before Christmas. That might actually get my friend to read a book because she is literally obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas. I think she's got 3 tattoos from that movie. No, I get a bit more. I've been there for 3 years, so I get a whopping 2 weeks. And I can miss 4 days for being sick, but I won't get paid for them. Unless I use a vacation day. Yeah, I'm going to keep looking for a new job. Because the whole not getting sick isn't a typical American thing. It's just what happens when you let an old guy start a company in like 1990 and then his kids keep it the same way. And apparently there was like one company that didn't allow for sick days. So he's like, that's how every company in the world is. So that's what we're doing. They have not come up with the times. We saw Last Planet of the Apes a couple months ago. I need to watch those. I haven't seen them since like the Mark Wahlberg version. But I keep kind of noticing them on Hulu and they do look fun. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. Love Jack. Great. Yep, that's who she's got the tattoos of. She's like, we're supposed to bury her with Coke and a chainsaw so she can take out Sally and marry Jack after she's dead. 36 days holiday and then sick is full weeks. You could share some of that. If I did that, I could actually get paid. I would just put that in instead of the work share where I get paid for. Since we missed 2 days this week, I got an extra $5 as opposed to getting paid for 3 hours when I missed 1 day because, work share. Working for school was good. 2 paid sick days every month. Sucky part was 2 months layoff. Ugh, yeah. Chicken died so that you could eat its nuggets. Okay, that's a good one. I told Daddy last night, I'm like, all right, I need to start getting paid, so start putting my stuff on and then just like go to bed. You don't have to watch it. You can leave it on mute and then have your phone in the other room. Just put it on so I can get some hours so I can start getting paid because something has got to give or I'm going to have to ask him for money. And I ain't going to do that. I do enough overtime so I convert holiday into days off and take extra weeks. So I'll probably have 10 weeks off for the work year. Yeah, we don't get to do that. There's a... Yeah. Part of the American system sucks, but also part of it is this company's very, very dated ideas. At night, I used to lie in my twin bed and wonder where my brother was. Mitch Hedberg. Okay, it's a good thing that is unplugged. A certain butthead decided to be tall. That's the shredder that is thankfully unplugged. Ooh, and he's plotting because the dogs are fussing. I see that tail. He's like, Mama, don't pet me. I'm feeling frisky. This is about his time. He's going to go back in his room for the next greeting sprint, and we'll let the pups see if they want to come visit. But he always gets first dibs on maybe getting some attention. Don't you, Jack Jack? Which my friend thinks that we named after Nightmare Before Christmas, but no, it's just because we found him in October and, jack-o'-lanterns, Halloween, Jack. That used to think he was a dog till he ran under one and got lost. Bruce has not enjoyed the heat today. He's downstairs where it's cooler. But again, y'all's version of heat is probably like what we had today where I'm at, and it's in the 70s, which does not count as heat. I've got a fan on, but the AC hasn't even kicked on today. We're good. Huh. Do you need some chinny chins? Yes. Sometimes he wants me to do other things, like I will hold it and he will nuzzle this thing so hard that I have to brace myself because he will send it flying, just shoving his face on here to get his chin and cheeks scratched, which he used to let me do. But now if I use my hand instead of the scratcher, he'll bite and swing. It was 80 Fahrenheit today, which means the brick houses are baking. Yeah, where I'm at, we consider that a nice cool day. Hey, that's not nice. That's not nice. You kept your claws in, but it's still not nice. You won't go back to your room. Huh? You won't go back to your room. You're being mean. But you're purring about it. Y'all can't hear him, but he's over here purring. You're gonna fall in, fluff butt. Temps cool here after the rain. Also, no AC because England. Yeah, there's parts in America that do that too. Like when I lived in New Mexico, we had evaporative heating, which means you ran, the air from outside was pulled in and ran through a, constantly soaked pad. So at best, it was like 10 degrees cooler. So when it's 100 degrees out, it's still really freaking hot inside. And they also didn't believe in exhaust fans in the bathroom. It's just, here, you're taking a shower, open the window. Let that 100-degree air in so that you don't get mold in your bathroom. Was not the best planning. Temp's cool here. It's raining tomorrow. We are not allowed more than 2 consecutive days of sun. So long as it doesn't rain too heavy and kill the flowers, I would be okay with that. Like, it can rain. It's weird that our birds are crazy. They always want to come out and get at the feeders when it's raining. When it's nice out, it's hit or miss. We'll get the squirrels out when it's nice. But the woodpeckers and the cardinals and all that, they're like, oh, it's pouring down rain. Let's go have dinner. Goofballs. All day I'll just have to sit since you brought that leg amputation kit. Give me a steady 60 degrees Fahrenheit with a breeze. 60 is a little chilly. Give me 70 and some cloud cover and I'm happy. And a minor breeze. Anything over 75 with this humidity, or sunlight, that's attempted murder. No, that's good for here. 60 degrees and I have to wear pants. And that's like the one part of my body I like is my legs. So it's got to be shorts weather. I don't want to have to wear my jeans. Humidity. Yes. I didn't know I could look like I didn't stick my finger in an electric socket until I moved to the desert. I thought your hair was always supposed to be this big. It's like I look like I was still stuck in the 80s, even in the 2000s, just because, humidity and curly hair. having an existential crisis there, Jack. He's just flopped on the floor, staring off into space. Like nobody's home. Hard work today, had to bundle up in July. Yeah, I haven't done that since leaving the desert. Because we would get literally like 40-degree swings in one day. So I would start off the day in a coat and end the day in one, but in the middle of the day I'd be wearing shorts and a tank top and sweating. Like, I don't know what season it is, but I went through a lot of lotion. I never thought I would have to actually use a humidifier in my house so that my skin wouldn't crack and my nose wouldn't bleed. The second it goes over 60 degrees, everyone is in shorts and half the population are topless. Depending on which half, that might not be something anybody wants to see. Now, if they all look like Marvel superheroes, that's different. I might, be staring. I wouldn't mind seeing Henry Cavill without a, shirt on. We have B. It's UK. Everyone looks like Lord. That's a lot of around here too. I'm like, I ain't got that. You want to see it all jiggle. I'm somewhere in the middle of used to have an eating disorder, not anymore. Oh, goodness. See, y'all have weird junk food, so how does that even work? Like, y'all don't use as much sugar or as much butter. Your cookies are biscuits that don't look like they're chock full of sugar and butter. At least the ones Gareth eats, they always look like they're a little on the dry side. We have by law, ladies can be topless, but few do, thankfully. Xena hit my hand before prep. Yeah, out here it depends if you're young and hot or not. Then they'll look the other way. Otherwise, it's called, indecent exposure. Only the guys get to go shirtless. And the ones that do are never the ones that you want to see shirtless. And the ones you wouldn't mind never take their shirt off. Which that's the only thing you had to offer because you opened your mouth and it was not anything anybody would want to hear. But you could have at least looked good if you'd shut up. We don't teach healthy diet. You think we do here? That's only our movie stars. I miss Guatemala, swinging by my tail in coconut trees, picking fleas off my brother. If it was a lemur, that'd be cute. Monkeys creep me out. Or they are all gym rats. Make sure you know they are. Oh, I love making those ones cry. Because I'm jiggly and my arms are pathetic. But it's fun on leg day. I've made a couple cry. I'm like, oh, that's cute. You're going to hit on me? I had to use that machine after you, and I had to double the weight that you were using. Maybe go find a skinnier thing to hit on that might be impressed. Apparently you're not supposed to say that, but if I maxed out the machine and you didn't, if you're just starting out, that's fine. Good for you. You gotta start somewhere. You think you're hot shit and I can outdo you? Oh, I'm gonna let you know. Gay Bikers on Acid are an English psychedelic rock band from Leicester. That sounds like the UK version of Bare Naked Ladies. That was actually a bunch of overweight, I think, Canadian dudes, actually. I am putting off going to the gym. I hate the place. When I was in school, I would go, I would go to my classes, then immediately go to my spot in the library to do my work until I was done or didn't know what to do and there was no tutor, and then go to the gym. Arm day sucks. Abs, take it or leave it. I love leg days. I'm like, hey, I finally did something right. I actually made progress here. Though the Zumba class was fun. Jiu-jitsu, not so much, because nobody wanted to, like, we would have sparring, and I either beat the girl, or I beat the girl. Yeah, it's like, there's no winning. Like, I look like a jerk because I beat the girl, or I look like a pansy because she beat me. There's no winning, so nobody wanted to spar with me. Naked ladies are Canadian. Nice. And I think David Duchovny was supposed to be in the group with them, and then something happened. Which, I forget which talk show I saw that. I was like, that is freaking awesome. And then Ryan Gosling almost, like, ended up in a boy band, too, because he was on Musketeers with a couple of guys from NSYNC. My love of victory conquered my hatred of defeat. We have council-run sports centers in most areas, so it's relatively cheap to go. Ours has squash courts, an Olympic-sized pool, as well as gym. I have been in it once. Yeah, I'm one of those, like, once I'm home, I'm done. And by the time I get off work, I don't want to go. I've already done 4 miles of back and forth in 100 degrees. It might not be a workout. There's no muscle tone being built, but that is enough movement for me. And we have a little bit of, like, workout equipment in the garage, but it's in the garage. It's either hot or cold, and I get yelled at for going in there because he's allowed to. I do it, and the dogs are trying to break down the door. So, like, yeah. I'ma just jiggle. It makes me a better pillow for Lil Man. I can see it from work. It's maybe a 15-minute walk from home, but my body's now used to my 20,000 plus steps a day, so I need to do something. Jeez. I at most get like 13. Most days, well, when I have work, I do a bunch. When I'm home, nope. Doctor shouted at me a couple weeks ago. That is like twice the recommended amount of steps a day, and they're yelling at you to quit being lazy. What? That is just your body being rude and going, this is our new normal. So you're working out, but it doesn't count as a workout because you got to vary it. And that's just rude. Your body should get its act together. It sounds as mean as mine. And I even vary mine because sometimes instead I do 4 and 5 miles. Some days I do a quarter mile. Yeah, they looked at my BMI and bloods. They'll cut your grass. Elaine! I don't do yard work. I just look out at the pretty benefits. I pick the flowers. No, it's raining tomorrow. That's no excuse. You're British. You gotta get a lawnmower that works in the rain without clogging up. Or it'll never get cut, and then you'll just be walking through a jungle taller than you. What he said over 6 weeks. Yeah. Last time I went to a doctor was pre-COVID. They costume. We don't do that here unless we like might be dying or we're rich. My animals go to their doctor way more than I ever go to mine. It's been sunny 3 days since then. So, see, you had 3 chances to cut your grass. Now it's like over your knees, I bet. Even I don't leave it that long. My neighbors every week. No, that's crazy. Yeah, the boyfriend, he picks either front or back and alternates, one, half of the yard a week. Not enough to the point, not enough to try it to the point I can cut it without butchering it. You just get a weed whacker and just go to town. Just whack it down to the level you want. Or you get the shears and cat's enjoying it. Have you lost your cat in the grass yet? Just doing leaps and bounds, and every now and then you see a tip of a tail. And do I strike you as someone who has garden equipment? Well, you keep saying you need to do it, so I assume you got stuff for pretending that you're going to eventually. It's going to be maintained at least enough that your kids can kind of play in it safely. On the off chance that they decide to go outside instead of being, shut up, Dad, I got a phone and a TV. I have a lawnmower. Hey, but you got to get the weed whacker to do the edging. And a bin. Yeah, we don't have those around here. If they catch the grass clippings and stuff in there, then they'll get fussy about it. Like, well, then you should give me a separate one. Nah, edges can just crack. The edges are just ornamental grass. Which I would totally do if it was, like, cool colors and textures. I never understood green ornamental grass. Now, the black that I found, if it wasn't out of my price range for something that I would kill, I would totally put that all over the yard. We have 4. Yeah, we have one, and it's, $30-something bucks a month. It used to be 30 for 3 months, and then they bought literally every single company in the next, this county and all the surrounding ones. Should I count my 50s and 100s or is it fast? Takes me 5 minutes out front only. Backyard is a free-for-all. See, the backyard we got to keep nice so the puppies can run around. And apparently he disagrees with making the front yard all crazy. I mean, he wouldn't have to cut it if it was just all flowers. No, they don't have to weed it. Not if it's all flowers. They'll hide the weeds. One for general, one for paper card, one for glass metal, and one for food. Yeah, my parents just, when they were in California, there was the yard, the trash, and just general recycling that would go to wherever and they'd separate it there. Here, I tried to get a recycling bin. Apparently those are only for commercial. They won't do residentials. And the recycling place, they shut down. There used to be one in town. It's rude. Last night I stayed up late playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died. I like it. I have ornamental grass 10 feet tall. Love it for plant support next year when I cut it down. Jeez. I didn't know ornamental grass could get as tall as a house. The argument comes with bin colors as they vary by council. Oh, goodness. Well, on that note, I'm going to say we kick off another sprint to the top of the hour, and we're gonna put Jackie Boy in his room and see if the puppies want to come visit. Yeah, Mr. I don't want attention. I'm just making the face. Yeah. Give the puppies time to play around too. Yeah, come on, Jack Jack. Yeah, good boy. Go. Let's get some water. Some water. Come on, little man. Oh, hot on my heels. Can I sit down before you take me down? There we go. Hello. Oh, is that a good boy? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good boy. Oh, are you in your sweet mode? Those aren't crazy kisses. Good boy. Thank you. And now to explore. He's not in there. Oscar. No going in the closet. No, we're not going in the closet, silly boy. Yes. Boy. You done traumatizing Jackie boy. Scared of him. Oh, well, bless you. Okay, bye. You'll be back. Oh, you gotta go clean your paw. My sweet little man. Now he's off to go wash his front paw on the boyfriend's pillow. And he thinks he's sneaky. Panther was hanging with me yesterday until the stream started. Of course. Like, I'm gonna be the star. Nah, I don't want to be the star now. Silly babies. They were waiting for the door to open because as soon as I let Jack out to put him in his room, Franny came walking out of the bedroom and the old man was just hot on my heels. But now she's sprawled out under the fan in the living room. I don't think she knows this one can turn on. No, don't get in my glass, silly boy. Oh, you've been outside. I can smell it and see it on you. Running in the flower bushes, sinky boy. Oh, you're getting a bath. Mommy's got to wash all the towels again. Yeah. Who's a good boy? Okay, come on. Good boy. Oh, good boy. Okay. Thanks for the visit. Excuse me. So how's everybody's books going? Did you get a bit read this time, or did you get distracted too? Binged almost 20 pages. Still got quite a bit to go. Spooky. Nice. I have 7% left and my brain hurts. Oh, Ben. You're so close. Is it finally making sense, or are you still completely bamboozled? Actually, mine's not so much spooky as, well, we just got a bunch of racist prick kids, but they kind of got their asses handed to them, so that makes me a little bit happy. Not nearly enough, but it's a start. It's so weird that they're supposed to, all be 10 and 11 years old, but they're acting way more like violent, teenagers. And I heard that it's a strange one to read. I'd never even heard of it till then, but it's definitely, seeming like a weird one. But where are you? They just met Mike down in the Barrens and had a rock fight with, Henry and his little gang of would-be criminals. Kind of maybe possibly have an idea of what it possibly is. That's a lot of maybe possibly going on there. I'm not sure it's a good book if you can read the whole thing and have no idea what's going on. You're not supposed to be that confused unless, you're just not actually paying attention to what you're reading. Oh, hi, big girl. Hello. Hello. Yeah. You're an hour early. I know what you want, but she's an hour early. We got our fluffy head here. Oh, big girl. You just staring off into space. You just want some ear scratches. Okay. Made some progress. Need to go back to other book as information varies. So much varies sources and BS. No wonder can't figure out UFOs. Yeah, and the fact that most of it is, rednecks. Can't really trust the trailer trash to, get off the moonshine. Franny, yeah. Come here, big girl. I don't want to hold your butt. Give me the cute end. She's like, no, you will hold my butt, mama. As you stomp around. Oh, but I'll get hair out of your butt. Come here. Spin the booty. Come here. Come here. Silly girl. Oh, now she's really having a fuss. Yeah, I saw that paw slap. Oh, what's my sister fussing about? Don't sniff that, big girl. That's not nice. Yeah. Num num nums. She's just upset that I wouldn't hold her butt. She can't hold her own butt up. It must always be supported by something or somebody else. It's intentionally vague to leave you disorientated, and it doesn't give you historical world information in a way you can use. I had a couple of theories, but I can't figure out how certain things work. It is a rare occasion that I should have made notes. That seems like a more headachy homework book than a fun to read one. So now I really want to read Leech. Oh no, if I gotta do homework to understand a book, that seems a bit much. Oh, big girl. Hi. Blim. Okay. Oof. So much hair. Good girl. Yeah, that's a good big girl. Mine just so much I'm forgetting bits and pieces because I've never spent this long reading one book before. Like, okay, that's not like the movie, but I still remember enough that it makes sense. But I'm forgetting some of the details. Huh. It's a long time to read this bit of a book. Okay, girl. Yeah, I can't get a good angle on her. She was giving me super abuse face. Like, you stopped. Oh yeah, are you gonna give Slappy Slappy? I want belly rub face. Her version of belly rub is flop over. Come here. Just swing the arm. Yes, that's a cute belly. But if I actually go to reach it, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna roll over and swing on me some more. It's a fascinating read. I've never read a book where your point of view character is referred to by profession only and never gets a name. Why it took me a while to read Divergent series. When you need a book to explain the book, seems too complex, so I watched the movies first. And aren't those children's books? Those should not be that deep that you have to watch the movie first. It's not like it's a hardcore fantasy. And Finn's book corner, still no name. I mean, I had to do that with Lord of the Rings, but that's also not a children's movie. I could follow The Hobbit. Huh. Yeah. Watching the movie, first I think would have confused me. Taking one line and turning it into a whole storyline. Yeah, we had a whole subplot off of a little line of foreshadow. Yes, we did, big girl. Though I think Divergent is now on Netflix. So I might watch it again. Mostly because 4 is really hot. I got zero shame. That is totally how I pick some of those movies. So I had an old coworker that lent me the DVDs, like, oh my gosh, you have to watch this. And I love that most of us were, it wasn't so much the story, we were just watching it for that character. The Divergent books were actually better. Like, movies had an ending. Yeah, I did hear that. Something about, like, the next to last movie didn't make enough money, so they never finished the series. No, I started, like, some of the characters, like, can we end their storyline? Can they just get whacked? That one kid was just a prick. I didn't think the character knows their name anymore. It's not amnesia. Not quite hard to explain. Nothing wrong with eye candy. We have the movies. Yep, eye candy is just so much fun sometimes. Wait, so the characters don't know their names? Are you sure it's not amnesia? Or some other disorder? No idea how I'm going to do a review for this. I can't decide if it's pushing 5-star or a 2-star mess. That is quite the range there. I love this book. What the hell is going on? There's not supposed to be that much of a middle ground. Window shopping, just no test drives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the boyfriend gets so mad when I stare at Chris Hemsworth. He's on the TV screen. You're here. Just consider it him putting in all the work to get things going. You get the benefits. They have lots of knowledge and experience. I can't really explain without spoiling. Oh, that could be taken so many different ways. Test drives, knowledge, experience. I like it. And not read Divergent. It's on my shelf somewhere. I can't say that I actually own the books or the movies, though I think they might be at the library. Actually, let's see, are those on Libby? I'm kind of curious. So they have the second book in the series. They have Insurgent. But they don't have the rest except for in a language that I do not speak as an audiobook. Yeah, that doesn't work. But then again, I also have like 14 books on hold, so that they might get it. They did get some other books that I had been going, hey, notify me when it shows up. It has a movie cover though, which I despise when books do that. Yeah, I've got some Lord of the Rings ones like that because, well, after I bought the first one, that's when the movies started coming out. And so those were the cheaper, easier to get versions. But one of these days, I might get the actual, just straight up Lord of the Rings chunkster. We really need to chat. Man, where have you been? One of my students gave me the box set. Nice. Yes, as soon as my Kindle Unlimited trial runs out next month, I'm gonna have to start actually getting some of my holds from the library that have. I have about 6 of them that I was like, all right, push that back. It finally came in. Push that one back. I'm not ready to read it. I have a Lord of the Rings box set, but it's not 3 books. I think it's split into 6. 6? The Hobbit, Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King. Those are usually the ones. So how on earth do you have 6 books if there's not Hobbit or Silmarillion? Those are usually the ones that go in. Though I tried to read the Silmarillion, I could not do it. They need to make a movie of it so that I can follow it. That's what I had to do with the Lord of the Rings. I tried it. I could not do it. I was so freaking lost. And then I watched the movies like 10 times. And then went back and read it. Like, oh, so that's what's going on. They're here now. And that's this person that's over there. Well, the 3 books aren't that chunky. They're only about 300 pages a piece. I think that's why they split it into 3, was because otherwise you got Lord of the Rings that's, this big. And as 3 books, this isn't too bad. But they split. So they made each book into 2 books? I've never heard that. It would be less intimidating, but I don't know how they would have a good stopping point. Because, like, maybe they stop, like, when I'm gonna make my own self mad, going with the wrong wizard. Gandalf, like, falls to his not death, I guess would be a good stopping point in Fellowship. But that's still pretty, like, far-ish along. Wait, 7 books? Are you sure that's just Lord of the Rings? We need to see this 7 ones. Oh no, that's in appendices. That makes sense. He did have lots of notes. And notes on his notes. I think there's like a 12-book history on Isengard alone. I have one of them. I have not actually read it. It's been sitting in my collection for years, along with the untold stories. I think I read, what was it? Children of Huron. The first time that one I didn't like it because I couldn't follow it. I read it again several years later, forgetting that I'd already tried. I'm like, oh yeah, I did read this. I like it a lot better now that I can actually understand it. I'm curious where they would have had to stop all the books to turn them into two apiece. Because they stop roughly where the movies do. I think Fellowship went slightly shorter. So, Boromir actually got to live to the end of the book. It's like, see, if y'all had gone stop where the book did, he would have actually gotten to live through one movie finally. Because poor Sean Bean always dies. Part 1 of the ring sets out, part 2 of the ring goes south. Didn't know that. Not that you had it. That there was more to the series. Anybody read Tolkien's bio? I have not. I think I've bought like 6 different books in the series, but I haven't, or like out of the universe and whatnot, but I've barely gotten through, some of his works. I wanted to see the movie they did of him, but I never got around to it. So I think it was the guy that plays Newt Scamander played Tolkien. The work is divided internally into 6 books, 2 per volume, with several appendices of background material. That sounds about right. The one I read was great. I've read snippets of the bio, but not the whole thing. He seems like he was a really interesting guy. And I know there was one book, it was something about like letters between him and C.S. Lewis. Because apparently they were, good buddies. One of the bookstores I used to go to, I'm like, I cannot afford these because they had like really nice leather versions, but they had a whole section which is, here's Tolkien. I did not know some of that existed. He was interesting. Yes, C.S. Lewis was his friend. Mary Poppins book. Hi, Mackenzie. How are you? Wait. That seems like that'd be fun to read a Mary Poppins book. I haven't seen the movie in years. I'm doing well. We're just all catching up and learning more about Tolkien. Ven's got a whole thing going. Which is actually pretty cool. Is Mary Poppins one of your favorite Disney? I have not read Children of Huron. I did the Silmarillion and it was a struggle, but the world was fascinating. I think that's part of what they're trying to do. The Rings of Power is supposed to be kind of the Silmarillion. And they're finally making the 2nd season. So maybe if I can go back and watch all of that, then I can try the Silmarillion again and actually understand it and therefore enjoy it this time. I'm a lore hound, though. Yes. My favorite is probably Brave. It was Ariel, but she got knocked to number 2. I just love a chick that's like, nah, I ain't get married. I'm going to swing my sword and hang out with my horse. But Mary Poppins, I remember like really watching that one and enjoying it with my mom. And having the soundtrack. Because they used to do Disney volumes on CD and it just had a bunch of songs from all the different ones combined, starting from like the 50s. And she was in a couple of them. Second season is out, and so I thought it was next year. I will have to double check that. Mary Poppins is a Christmas movie. I will die on this hill, along with Die Hard. What else would Die Hard be if not a Christmas movie? I mean, come on now. We gotta have something for Christmas that's fun to watch. It's definitely gotta be Die Hard. I'd like to try the Silmarillion, but I need to take notes. Mm-hmm. Is it this September? Premieres August 29th, 2024. I could have sworn they said next year. So I'm going to need to rewatch season 1 so that I can watch season 2, because it has been 2 years and it was a bit, the first time. I'm definitely not going to remember enough to follow it. I like the Little Oh, that was a good one. I don't think I've watched that since I was an actual Little Rascals age, though. But I remember loving it. And what was it, the Secret Princess, the Little Princess, something like that. I think it's on Netflix now. I really need to watch that one. Love Mary Poppins. I might actually get to watch it. And thank you. I need to watch Wheel of Time season 2 as well and see if it annoys me as much as season 1. See, I haven't watched any of those yet. I am not good at watching new stuff because I tend to have it on as background. So I'm like, I'm going to watch the same thing 5,000 times and occasionally watch something new. But it was Lord of the Rings based, so I had to watch Rings of Power. Do you have kids? Oh, no. Only the furry kind. I don't even want to deal with me most days. I'm definitely not dealing with an expensive mini-me. I only got in a couple episodes of Wheel of Time. I still watch all the kids' movies, but yeah. I have a full-on Disney section with zero shame and take myself to dates to watch the live-action movies. Me too. I'm the only child. Nice. I'd like to say I was the youngest out of 3. I had some older brothers, so I grew up Disney and Terminator at the same time. They made some creative decisions, which I have some major issues with. See, I've never read the books, so I wouldn't know. Books definitely better. Shows are why I read the books. Couldn't wait for the show. We are kids at heart. Oh, yeah. I still tell everyone I'm 3. So, I should be getting a lot more to not sue my job for, breaking all the child labor laws. Apparently, they don't believe me. Something about having a birth certificate that says otherwise. They are updating all the audio with the main actress from the show doing the narration, and she is very good. Rosamund Pike. Can you please? None of them want to come visit right now. You just missed the pups, and the first hour that I do these reading sprints every week is always with one of the cats. The other one likes to hide under the bed all the time, but Jackie Boy gets to start off. Hi, Matthew, you made it. How are you tonight? And what movie are you watching? Or, playing at work. Yeah, I keep the door open so they can run in and out and see if anybody wants to come visit. Which I'm sure soon I will, because it's getting on their dinner time. And Franny will be coming in and yelling at me. Tired? We have a sold-out show of Twisters going on right now. The Twisters. The only one I know is Twister from back when we were, I'm not even sure if some of y'all were alive at the time. Yeah. I remember watching Twister when I was like 8. And cow go moo. There's no way they made a movie out of the game. When I started, had no idea there's 15 books. They made a reboot of Twister? How? What? Is it like the same actors, just older, or did they completely redo it? I had no idea about that one. There are so many of them. I keep going to reread it, but so many. I'm watching your. Oh, yay! Brave is awesome. And the fact that the actors that are in it blends Disney, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter just makes it that much better. When I realized he was voicing some of those characters, I'm like, oh my god, that's Hagrid. Yep. Just came out today. It's pretty good. New actors. Nice. I am so, like, I'm not Venn level, but I am definitely behind on movies. It costs too dang much if you gotta actually pay for them. Because you gotta get the popcorn and then you gotta get the drink. Because the popcorn is so freaking good. Gold rate. I know. 4.4 million. Jeez. That's a lot. I wonder, now you got me curious how many are in this. How did you find out how many words are in that series? True. But I was hooked, had to know how it ended. Do you want kids? I'm sorry asking you the question. That's fine. No, I am not one for two-legged children. I did the babysitting thing, and yeah, the maternal instincts never kicked in. Google. I need to start. It's 15. The 15 books, but I've never seen anything where it goes, there's this many words. That's a new one. I read First Wheel of Time. It was okay, but I didn't love it enough to continue on the other 14. Yeah, that is like a major undertaking to read all 15. Like, I have read that many of James Rollins' novels, but that's an action-packed thriller. That's not like sci-fi fantasy, and not all at once. Like, each book, it still has an ending. I can do it if each book has an ending. Love you. Oh, thank you. I think, what's more appropriate princess than Belle for book 2? Weirdly enough, I got this out of the men's department at Target years ago. Like, the chicks and the juniors, nothing. If I want Disney shirts, I now go to either Hot Topic or the men's department at Target. It has 437,781 words. Oh my geez. So this isn't even 500,000. And Wheel of Time has 4.5 roughly. That is 9 times bigger than this. And some change. That's a couple bookshelves. For one series. How do you go? Oh, I literally just pull up the YouTube app and then just go, hey, create, go live. Like, you can stream in from other places, but I have trouble getting it to let me actually port over and make it findable. Like, I haven't figured out how to get it to let me do tags and things, so it's like, oh, I can search this and find this live. I'm sure there's got to be an easy way, but I just ain't figured it out. Someone did a single book binding for Wheel of Time into one books. Wouldn't you like fall over trying to pick up that much? I feel like that stack would be taller than I am. They get on a ladder and like flip the cover open. Like, I have a feeling you have to be like over 6 feet tall on a step stool to be able to open that. And you carry it with the crane. It's like 12,000 pages. Why? This is scary. 12,000. I would never even crack it open and break the bookcase. Yeah, it's over on the Nerd Forge channel. That is mind-boggling. What in the world? Why would you do that? I cannot do it without this. With this already streaming, I would like if I wasn't doing a live myself, I could go, oh, yep, I'm just gonna watch this video later and go on to it. But it won't let me do two at the same time, especially not with me hosting this one. Ooh, I'll have to play with that later. That would be fun. Who needs a bookcase with a book that big? The book is the case. You ain't wrong. But a chunk of that is glossary with characters, not all story. So how much chunk could you take out with just characters? How many characters are in that book? I think we should normalize bookcases made of books. Bye, Mackenzie. Thanks for stopping in. I have a separate glossary world guide book for it. Okay, yeah, that sounds way too much for me. I am definitely not much into fantasy, and that might be why. 442 pages of lore? Is that on top of the 12,000 pages? Or is that like a separate here so you can try to understand what you read? That is... wow. Possibly. It's got all the history except... my jeez. That's like some Lord of the Rings size lore. My goodness. Have a good evening. Wow. Yeah, so I'm not going to be reading Wheel of Time. I might try the show, though I have heard hit or miss about that. Tons of characters and settings. I have the separate glossary as well. Hardcover. Series trade paperbacks. 5 box sets. Oh my geez. Even goes down how the calendars are organized. When I do read real time, I'll have a notebook. Sounds like you're gonna need one. Oh my gosh. And I thought Lord of the Rings was an undertaking. That's like 4 Lord of the Rings. And then some. I really want one of the special edition sets, but they are expensive. Yeah. There's a couple that I'm on. Like, I really want to get the special edition of Lamb. That will totally freak out my friend because I am not the religious type. But it looks like the King James Bible, but with the it's got the little ribbon bookmark built in and everything, but it's like 40-something bucks. And that's when you can find it used. I mean, say what you will about Wheel of Time, but at least it's a fantasy series that is actually finished. Hey, I have a fantasy series that's finished. It's only 3 books. I still need to start the 3rd one. Well, now I'm jealous. Got the fancy versions. Those are all so pretty. Like, I could buy that, or I can buy like 5 books. I gotta do the cost analysis till I win the lottery. How big is this special edition? Did they do like a bunch of cumulative into one, or is it like a bunch of individual ones? Absolutely, J.R.R. Martin. Well, the big ones like Game of Thrones, Loch Lamora, Name the Wind. We will never get the last books in any of those series, most likely. Makes me glad I'm an urban fantasy girl. Those usually get finished. And they're so much easier to read. See, like, my Hollow series was finished, and then she went back to it. So it could be done at any point. We already know what's going to happen 6 years down the road. One of them is nearly... Does it come with like a couple pounds of gold and some snacks? For 800 pounds, it better be not just a pretty book. That's like half my library. Man with the Hat Who Reads. True, but only because another author finished. Original author died before he finished writing the series. That seems to be the way a lot of fantasy series go. Here's my notes. Let somebody else finish it. I mean, it's 15 books, if that helps. Still, oh my god. $800 for 15 books. I've bought 18 books for like 70. I knew you'd be back because it's almost dinner time. We still got 22 minutes. I was going to do a last sprint, but I think we're just going to end up chatting. I have Named the Wind, but never got to it. Oh man, time. Mm-hmm. I don't know who he's yelling at, but it must not be that serious since she's, decided to forego her enforcer and just go, don't forget to feed me. Because they get their, top of the hour is dinner time for them. Though she likes to, I'm surprised she's waited this long. Usually she starts an hour beforehand. Then again, my book haul got out of hand this month, so I've only done one, but I've also only been to the store once this year. And I got my James Rollins on pre-order, Matthew, that reminds me. Did you hear about the Sigma Force series? Amazon bought it to turn it to a TV, it's a whole show instead of movies now. So they better actually freaking do it unlike, I think it was Paramount that bought the rights and we're going to turn it to a movie and nobody did. So it'd be better as a TV show anyway. They can stay more true to the books. But I need to know who they're going to pick for Gray. And Kowalski. What? I almost did a post tagging you. I'm like, nah, I'll wait for him to do a video or something and tell him. But yeah, I read that. He did the newsletter last week that he emails out. And that was in the newsletter. I was like, yes, the book's coming out and they're going to make a series. Though hopefully it goes well because if they start at the very beginning with Sandstorm, it might not since that book hasn't been received very well. So I'm hoping they do it good enough that folks are like, yes, this is awesome. So they can continue it instead of screwing up and going like, we're going to go with the worst. Definitely outdid me on a book haul. That was a big flipping pile, Vin. Also, I am partially, Man with the Hat Who Reads Those, I picked up the Maleficent 7 in that. Nice. So it's totally his fault. 99p Kindle books are a killer. Yes, they are. That's why I only go for the freebies now, because even at 99 cents, at this point, I'm not likely to read them, unless I do it immediately. I'm like, I've got 700 that I haven't read. I refuse to pay for more unless I'm like, all right, I'm in the mood for this right now. I need to know what else is on that book haul. I know it's in there, and now we know Maleficent 7. I have not yet. I hear they are amazing. I keep going to pick them up and then ending up going next time. Yes. That's why I get in trouble. I'm like, I'm going to read this. And then I have to scroll through like 50 screens to find that book. And at that point, I've forgotten what I was looking for. Welcome back, Mackenzie. And we got a puppy visitor who's kind of yell at me about it's almost dinner time. And they're amazing. He's got a new one coming out in October. Nice. I don't have Kindle. Sounds dangerous. I get too many at thrift store. See, that's why I signed up for Robin Reads and I refuse to download anything except for the freebies that they tell me about. Or I get Kindle Unlimited, and if you play it just right, you can get a free trial for a couple months. Which is how I've got 3 months on it out. I'm like, I need to finish this series because I don't, like, if I get in the middle of a series, that's how they got me last time, was I got a 2-month trial that lasted a year and a half because I kept going, well, I'll end it after this series. I'm like, well, I still have a week and a half in the month that I've already paid for, so I'll just start this. And then I don't finish that one till the next month, and it just kept going. I can't, quit in the middle of a series, so I have to keep my subscription going. So now I've got one that I'm like, it's okay if I don't finish it, because they're all individual, just fairy tale retellings. I did that with the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. When I eventually got to it, gave it 5 stars. Nice! We don't have many thrift stores here, so Kindle has to fill the niche. Yeah. My, bookstore is an hour away. The bookstores in town don't have much. Oh, is somebody having the audacity to walk down the street? It's like a good thrift. You can't beat a good thrift store find because it's always books. I'm like, if I don't get this now, I'm never going to read it again because it hasn't been printed in 20 years. And nobody's talking about it. Oh, yeah? You that excited you're going to run in and leave? So that is how I found one of my favorite series. I found the Pendergast, like, very supernatural murder mysteries at a thrift store in New Mexico where it was buy a bag of books for $2. So essentially I paid 20 cents for a book and then ended up getting like the next 16. I will definitely get to Gwen by the end of the year. Will you though? Well, I gotta go. Lovely talking with all of you. Bye, Matthew. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoy the new version of Twister. They better still have the cow scene. That's the only part I remember. Okay, I'll definitely buy Gwen by the end of the year. I'm gonna try to be good and not buy too many more. Which I think I might be able to succeed, because I don't think Christopher Moore has a new one coming out this year. He's the only other one that I have to read the second it comes out. I'm just going to live vicariously through everybody else's book hauls at this point. Also got to scoot. Great chat. Have a great one all. Hugs to the Firkins. Bye, Elaine. Thank you for stopping in. It was great talking to you again. I have a few pre-orders, but past that, you know you're going to go to Waterstones with Noah. And then you're going to end up going online and buy some more. I have a voucher for Waterstones. That's dangerous. You're like, oh, well, it's a couple bucks shy. So might as well get this to use it all up. And well, since I've already gone over it, and then you just end up down the rabbit hole of a bunch more books. I always end up doing that same thing. Gets me in trouble. Though the gift cards do help to. It's like, oops. Well, since it's already spent, I might as well use it. Buying books is my addiction. Well, like they say online, it could be drugs. This is books. It could be worse. It's just books. $100 later. I read there's book reading and book buying are two completely different hobbies. Yes, they kind of go together, but they are two completely different hobbies. And they're both really fun, but one is really bad for the, bank account. Then again, I also get in trouble for Halloween stuff. I don't know where I'm going to put anything new, but if I see it and it's remotely in my price range, it's coming home with me. Very excited. Raymond E. Feist has a new book out in August. Not read him for ages, but it's a new series. I didn't know he was still around. I remember getting a book of his, I think I was like in high school, and I liked it. So then I got another book by him that I didn't like. And now I think I have like 3 of his, and I don't even know if I've ever cracked the last one. Like, I don't know if I like this guy or not. And I can't remember what the one was that I did read and like. Let's see. Yeah, I read Fairy Tale by him and liked it. And then I DNF'd Rides a Dread Legion back in 2016. But apparently I really loved Fairy Tale. That was a 4-star for me. That's what my hubby says. It's a healthy addiction. Yeah, the boyfriend encourages mine. He's building me a bookcase. He's like, well, yours are like over full. You wouldn't have to do them 3 deep if you had a new one. So he's been slowly buying and staining the wood to make me one that's big. And it should hold a lot because he made it 3 feet wide. And apparently he's planning 9 shelves for it. So I don't have books to fill it up yet, but I will eventually. I'll have space. It's been so long. I have no idea where I was up to. This one is a new series called That's not new. That's the one that I read the first book of and DNF'd, according to my Goodreads. I think I read the Rift War series, but that's the one that on the book that I liked. It was like, hey, it's the author of this series that I had never heard of except for the cover of the book. So I guess that's a good one. But the Dragon War saga, I didn't like the first book in it. But then again, fantasy isn't my thing, and it was apparently at least 8 years ago, so who knows? I might like it now. It might be good. a very, at least the book that I read from him was very weird, very dark, which I like. And then I struggled with the other one. I am not a fantasy girly. I want to be, like, they sound really interesting, and then I get all confused and lost, and so I don't enjoy it. But I've slowly been, like, dipping my toe into some fantasy. It is definitely a book one hardback. That is weird. Yeah. According to Goodreads, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Ah! If I don't break my phone, see, that's the one that I got. And it says it's the Demon War Saga #1. That I started 8.5 years ago. It apparently came out in 2009. Demon War. This is okay. Is it? That'd be fun. I do like demons and dragons. He's just trying to keep people confused. It's not nice. It's not hard to confuse me. You can't be naming things similar and expecting me to be able to keep them straight. Demons and dragons, always a good thing. Ooh. Demons riding on dragons. That could really be fun. And I feel like I read that in something. And it was like a young adult book. I can kind of picture it in my head. No, last year. I can't remember what book that was. Yeah, I think it was, if I remember right, it was the Gates of Artemis series by R.D. Brady. It's like a 3-book young adult trilogy. It's like she has to go through this gate to get all her powers, and there's dragons or something. I read way too many books from way too many series last year and have confused myself. I started trying to make a list. I was gonna be like, all right, here's all the series I've started since BookTube. And so far I'm up to 130 series, and I haven't even started going through all the ones that I've started this year. Finished BG. What's BG3? Baldur's. Okay. Yeah, I need to play that game, but isn't it only on the computer? Mine is a little sketch. Yeah, I don't even want to think about how many that I have started and not finished. So far, I was going through, I'm like, all right, I completed this one, did not like that one, did not like that one, don't care whether I finish or don't finish that one. There are very few completed series on that list so far. It's on PS5, and I presume whatever the new... That would be another reason I haven't done it, because we have the PS4. And I refuse to spend that much money on a system for, like, 2 games. It's kind of like an even more expensive version of paying for cable for, like, 3 shows a season. Like, I sometimes played Terraria, sometimes played Diablo, and they rudely, almost no games are freaking on, like, multiplayer without having to be online somewhere else. Like, can't I play couch co-op? I don't think it's on PS4. It's a challenging game to run at times. Yeah, that's rude. So from what I hear, it might actually be kind of, like, up my alley. But, nah. They need to bring back, like, Mario Kart and stuff, but make it so we can play it on, something more up to date. Not new Mario Karts. I want the old ones where I shoot green shells at people. I tried the newer ones where you get to, like, fly, so I'm like, I suck at the controlling on this. It's very in-depth and character creator. Everything is customizable. That could be really good, or a really good way to very much confuse myself. Yeah? Are you done cussing everybody out? Did Franny send you to tell me it's dinner time because she knows I can't tell you no? Yeah, that's exactly what you did, isn't it, big girl? So you fuss so much, we can tell you no. But if you get him in on it, it works because he doesn't beg. I like D&D, so I have lots of fun. See, that's why I used to play Neverwinter, because it was kind of like WoW, which is D&D-ish, I've been told. But then they updated it so much that I don't like Neverwinter anymore. And WoW is way too expensive to play. So that's rude. Isn't it, big girl? It's like, I don't know. It's rude that you're not feeding me right this second, mother. Yes. Ow, hitting me. That's not nice. When we play it proper, I quite often end up crafting everybody's characters. Is that so you can have a nice advantage over them and accidentally off your players if they get on your nerves? Like, oops, you fail this dungeon. Don't hit me, big girl. That's not how you convince me to feed you. And you're still a minute early. Well, thanks for stopping in. It's great to talk to you. And so I'm about to have to head out so I can feed this one before she decides to start beating me up and doing more than slapping my toes. Noah wouldn't let me be a peg-leg gnome who rode a sleigh into battle against giant. He hated a peg-leg gnome on a sleigh. Oh my gosh. You give the doggies a few extra ear scratches for me. They're so cute. I'd planned to do another reading sprint from like 7:30 to 8, but then the conversation was just too good. And now I'm getting a boost face. Yeah, you don't get as good of an angle as I do, but yep. She's doing her paw slaps of I'm gonna beat you if you don't feed me, mama. Mm-hmm. Well, are you gonna wave goodbye or are you just gonna give me a boost face and slappies? Yeah. Say, hi, big girl. You gonna get the good face? Yeah. Usually her feed me face, she has more dobby ears, or she's just right in your face going, you gonna feed me or I'm gonna punch you in the throat. And if that doesn't work, she acts like she'll run in the kitchen and go, it's gonna happen. And little man's like, it is. Well, now you got little man involved, so now we have to do it. Because we can't tell him no, because he doesn't beg. He's, very silently and sadly stares at you when he knows it's something he normally gets a cut of. Or if it's peanut butter, he will drool, but he doesn't beg, so he gets away with it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know you probably egged him on to come in here. So, I'm gonna have to go feed the babies, because like this, she giving the face. And then I should probably feed the boyfriend since he had to work all the week. And I don't know what I'm gonna feed him, because we don't have any more leftovers. No, we ate all of the leftovers. So what are we gonna have, Fanny? You gonna pick so you get something with some tater tots? She's like, I don't care. I'm gonna roll over and slap. Thank you so much for stopping in, and I will totally see you next week or later this week. Hope you have a good morning at this point, because it is late for you. It'd be, it's 2:00 in the morning for you. That caffeine is really kicking in. You go say bye-bye, or are you just gonna scratch your leg? It's like, I'm just gonna scratch my elbow. Good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.